And now it's time for Windy City Sports Talk. And your host, Ryan Young.
Hello, Chicago! Welcome to this live Wednesday, November the 9th edition of Windy City Sports Talk. I am Ryan Young. It's a beautiful sunny day here in southeastern Wisconsin. Well, there was nothing going on last night at all, so there's really nothing to talk about, right? As, of course, you had the presidential election. Donald Trump beats Hillary Clinton. And you kind of had a feeling that was going to happen when all of a sudden everyone's like, well, Donald Trump needs to win Ohio and North Carolina and Florida, and he won all those. Then all of a sudden, Hillary gets the California, which was 55 electoral votes, and then all of a sudden she jumped up on top, but then it came right back to that, and so on and so forth. I actually watched it. There was no sports on. I mean, I had to watch SmackDown for wrestling, but besides that, I had nothing else to watch, so I watched that pretty much from the time the show ended to from the time I got done taping to that time. So really, it was interesting watching Wolf Blitzer run from screen to desk for 5 hours, but of course it was late. I fell asleep in between. Didn't get to see the end. I woke up, I think, at 1-something, and he was president, and I was shocked. I mean, it's interesting. There's a lot of different takes on it, a lot of unhappy people. I even said it on Facebook. I did vote for Donald Trump, but I felt wrong doing it, because I don't want to get on a political tangent because that's not who I am and I have nothing to back it up. But it just baffles me how people think that a billionaire is going to care about all the little people. I don't know. So again, that'll in due time, we'll figure that out. But so it was just interesting to be able to watch all that. It's probably the most I've ever and will ever watch CNN. I stuck with their coverage, and it was interesting to see how it all went and how it all happened, because I really don't remember getting into the one with Obama. I was able to vote for his last one against Mitt Romney. That was my first presidential election I was allowed to vote for. And I think I just missed it by a year I forgot who Obama faced to win it. But, so, yeah. So that's that. And, so we'll see how it goes from there. Other things that happened last night, congratulations, if you want to get on a Chicago side of things. Congratulations to Anthony Rizzo and Jason Hayward. They both collecting Gold Gloves. And I think that's big, because Anthony Rizzo, if you think about it, if you follow the Cubs as much as I do, you know that there was some potential game-winning or game-saving grabs that you're like, oh my God, and I've called this Cubs infield and I've called this Cubs team's defense like a vacuum, because it just seems like it sucks them things up and poof. And I think Javi Baez, if he played a full year at second base, probably could have got nominated for a Gold Glove over there, so I think give him a year, plays just like that. I think you're going to see him in that same category next year at second base. He did a tremendous job, but Rizzo deserves it. Jason Hayward had a terrible year offensively, but definitely did a very good job defensively, being able to throw guys out at the plate. So just a great job by him overall. So he was able to do that, and obviously had the infamous speech that got the Cubs back in it in Game 7 of the World Series, which I can't believe it was a week ago today. And it seems like it's overshadowed by the fact of the presidential election, which obviously the election and our worrying about our country is more important than the Cubs winning the World Series. But just two things you never thought. Like, if we get a chance, Obama wants to see the Cubs come to the White House. I would find it interesting if they do come when Trump's there. That'd be a picture you'd never think you'd see. The Cubs in the White House, which, for you don't know, every team that wins a championship goes to the White House, and takes a picture with Donald Trump. That would be interesting. That would be a picture you never thought you'd see. But I think they're going to try to go there when when Obama's there, and I'm sure Donald Trump will invite him also. So they might get a couple of trips in there also, because usually they make them trips down there when the Cubs will go to Washington, D.C. next year, which I know is in the end of June, because they're there for my birthday, so who knows. But, so yeah, congratulations to those two. They get them. And of course, we were talking about blapping about awards week all week, and that's next week. The nominees got announced this week, so we'll get a little more in depth next week with it. We'll have Scott Beatty on a week from Monday to talk a little bit more about who the winners were and his take on it and all that. So I mean, and for the first time, because I've been admiring it for so long, finally got my World Series shirt on. Little long. I ordered an extra large, but only 5'10", but it looks good on me. I feel good wearing it for the first time, because I figured now that the election's done, you got to get back to what makes people feel happy, and that's the Cubs winning a World Series. I don't know if you people noticed this, and I noticed this I think afterwards, that if you look at the World Series, the official World Series shirt, it has a picture of the trophy, and it says World Series champions, and if you know what the World Series trophy looks like, it has flags on it. One of the flags is a little W. And of course, the Cubs known for their flying the W. So I think that's awesome. So great to be able to get it. And the first shirt, really, I mean, I have a Blackhawks Stanley Cup championship from their last one, but this one is obviously the first, because this one and the Bulls would mean the most to me. But I got the one that definitely means the most to me now, and crossed off the list. So that's exciting. So what a job by the Cubs. Like I said, it was a week ago tonight, and I've told people I would not want to go through that game again if you paid me. I know they went out on top, but it was just so many emotions during that game that I really, really don't want to go through that again. In that way. I mean, not having a championship now, knowing going into it next year if they go through it, yeah. But I'm going to need some time. I'm going to need some time to not have to worry about going to, because the playoffs are so exciting and so much fun, but very exhausting. And I mean, I'm sure it was for the players, but it's exhausting for the fans to be up every single night if you have to get up in the morning and yada yada. So I think that's one thing that you got to kind of go, okay, let's restart this thing. And of course, you really rarely, with the Bulls and Blackhawks getting ready to head off on their circus trip, now they're going to get their turn to play on the West Coast. So it just keeps on coming. And them circus trips usually go right up to around Thanksgiving, so I'm got to think they're going to be heading on them trips fairly shortly. I got the schedules here on my phone. Let's see here when these circus. For you don't know, the circus comes to the United Center every year around the same time. For the Hawks, it will be a week from yesterday. They start in Winnipeg. And then they have some 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and pretty much their whole trip is West Coast. For the Bulls, theirs starts Tuesday, next Tuesday also. They'll be in Portland. So it'll be a lot of West Coast action. They go to Portland, Utah, Clippers, Lakers, Nuggets, and finish it off in Philadelphia the night after Thanksgiving on Black Friday. Then they return home to face the Lakers and Cavs. So in less than a week until the circus trip starts, and I'll try my best to cover those games as much as possible. But I'm really not a West Coast late up guy unless I absolutely have to, and them are not games that I absolutely have to be up for. So I'll try my best, and I'll DVR and pretend that I'm going to watch them, and we'll go from there. But I'll try. So the West Coast trip starts soon, and until then. So also I've been tracking like a stalker. My World Series hat's only about 5-10 minutes from here. I keep thinking, then all of a sudden I go to the post office today, go get a package, thinking it's mine. No, my dad ordered a part. So it's in for you people that don't know, my hat's in Salem. I'll probably have to wait till tomorrow to get it. The only time I wear hats is when I work, so I guess that's the best place to do it, when there's a Cardinal fan there. So I'm trying to just kill time, but congratulations to Anthony Rizzo. He's able to get the job done, get a gold glove, and like I said, vacuum, very nice plays. And Jason Hayward made some key plays in right field, even though he had a struggling year at the plate. Did a tremendous job. Overall. So great job by them. we got some previewing to do. We got the Bulls and the Hawks back at it tonight. And that's exciting. But, of course, we still got 20 minutes left, folks. We're just scratching the surface. But before we get previewing, I guess we should do the Windy City Sports Minute. This is your Windy City Sports Minute for Wednesday, November the 9th. No sports happening in the Chicago area last night, but congratulations to Anthony Rizzo and Jason Hayward, both picking up gold gloves, both representing the Chicago Cubs. Tonight, the tip-off tonight at 6:30 for the Bulls is there in Atlanta to battle with the Hawks, the start of a 2-game road trip, 6:30 p.m. on Comcast Sports. And the Hawks will try to continue their 6-game win streak as they face them rival Blues in St. Louis, 7 p.m. on NBCSN. Also, Donald Trump wins the election over Hillary Clinton. That is your Windy City Sports Minute. Now back to Windy City Sports Talk. Okay, we're back here on the second half of Windy City Sports Talk. There's nothing to recap. We'll have something to recap over the next couple of days with the Bulls and Hawks in action. And, of course, this is kind of our first week not being in-depth and indulging into the greatness of what was a Cubs World Series. So, got to kind of ease in here, folks, to get ready for the winter sports. And, of course, the Bears playing this weekend, trying to win 2 in a row. And we'll talk about that on Friday's edition of Windy City Sports Talk. So, buckle up for safety, y'all. Okay, let's talk about something. We talked about voting. Let's talk a little bit more. There's a couple other voting things out there that kind of played to effective sports. The San Diego Chargers got denied, or the vote went opposite of what they wanted to, but they cannot build a new stadium in San Diego. So odds are they're going to possibly have to be roommates, move to Los Angeles, possibly be a tenant, a roommate with the Los Angeles Rams. So that's interesting, and I mean that puts a lot of pressure on them because they're playing in Qualcomm Stadium, which is the old stadium of the San Diego Padres, and I think really so I think that's big to see what's going to happen next. Now, odds are they are probably going to have to move, and it looks like the Oakland Raiders are going to probably have to go to Las Vegas. And I want to say, and I know Nick's listening because he just chimed in, I believe there's going to be an expansion team for the NHL in Las Vegas. I don't know if Nick can answer this. I want to say it's next year they start in Las Vegas, or a couple of years. But I think that's awesome to have sports in that new T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. I think that's exciting. But besides that, I think that sucks for San Diego, definitely, to not be able, because in Qualcomm Stadium, the former stadium of the Padres got a new Petco Park. So I'm surprised they never did anything with the Chargers. They had a couple of years ago, I remember, maybe it might be like 2010, when Phillip Rivers had that great year, and I think the Chargers were down to like the final day of possibly being a playoff team, because Phillip Rivers was having like how a Matt Ryan is this year, like dominating with the passing. So I think that it's always been an afterthought in San Diego. Because, I mean, there's so many other things to do. I've never been to San Diego. But I'm sure there's a million other things to do than sit and watch a football game for 3 hours. Even though I'd choose sports over sitting on a beach any day. But, so I find that a little upsetting that they're unable to get that done. And for San Diego, another interesting one. New Jersey did not legalize gambling. So that vote did not get approved, because I know what happened with the Trump Plaza, and of course for your wrestling fans, WrestleManias 4 and 5 was actually taking place in Trump Plaza. Donald Trump's also in the WWE Hall of Fame, by the way. Not sure if many of you people know that. He was involved in WrestleMania 23 in Detroit. Got Stone Cold stunned. I believe he also speared Vince McMahon, and he also had he also got to shave Vince McMahon's head. I believe that match was called the Battle of the Billionaires. So anyway, but gambling in New Jersey, not legal, which is kind of like the same thing how it is here in Wisconsin. Besides Potawatomi and Ho-Chunk, they can't have slot machines, and they have Wisconsin old school slot machines, but you go to Illinois, and you have them slot machines that are lit up like a tree, and I've played a few. Actually, I think I'm on almost 2 months of not gambling, so it saved me a lot of money. But going on Cubshop.com after they win a World Series, but at least you get something out of that. You lose money in a slot machine, you don't get it back. So that, and also the Texas Rangers, it got approved in Arlington that they are now going to get a new stadium, which is going to go. That's a humongous lot they got. Was just there for WrestleMania last year. Their ballpark kind of reminds me of U.S. Cellular with how open the concourses are, and it's a nice ballpark. But they have approved to open a retractable roof stadium by 2021. So I think that's awesome for Arlington, and it's going to be right near. Because I mean, when from the back, and there's a picture of on my Instagram. I took a picture in the ballpark in Arlington, or Globe Life Park, where the Rangers play, and I took a picture with AT&T Stadium in the back, so you can see it from in the stadium. So I think they want to add their new stadium, which, like I said, will have a retractable roof somewhere near it. So at least I got a chance to be in both of those, and they should have a new one in the next couple of years. The Braves get a new stadium this year. Now I'll be in Orlando on Thursday, March 30th, to start my WrestleMania weekend this year for Ringside Report, which I'm very looking forward to because I've been to Miami, but I've never been to Orlando and got a chance to experience everything there. But I'm hoping that the Braves, they play in Orlando at Disney World, and I'm hoping that Thursday, if we can get in early enough, because the next day they open up their new stadium in an exhibition against the Yankees. But I'd love to see him have an opportunity. I'd like to watch a game in Orlando, even though it's like 2 hours after we land, get a chance to see that. So hopefully their spring training schedule comes out and our flights can work out and get a chance to see some baseball. Because, again, I always love seeing baseball. First year we couldn't because we were in San Jose. Last year got a chance to see an exhibition, obviously, the Indians and Rangers, and love to see a spring training game in Orlando. Okay, so that's all the voting stuff. So the Rangers going to get a new stadium in Arlington. The San Diego Chargers are going to get a new, or are not getting a new stadium, but possibly might get a new location. Nick chimed in already. Appreciate him listening. He says he got mine. Love it. I've been wearing my championship shirt all for the last week straight. Yeah, I've had mine hanging up by the TV. I got 2 speakers on it. I've had it hanging on a hanger. Just admiring it. So today I get my first chance of actually wearing it. I know for Christmas, because I ordered it from my parents, getting the sweatshirt, the pajamas. Part of me really wants the hat they had in the parade, but I haven't gotten yet. I might want to get a long sleeve shirt. Like I said, the hat I should have tomorrow. So I'm excited. I'm excited to, because, and everyone, my mom always says, don't get too carried away. I'm like, you never know. This could be their only one. And if it is, go out in style. So that'll be exciting. Now, to look up some information here on the Las Vegas NHL team. Las Vegas NHL team will reveal its official name and logo on November 22nd. The Las Vegas NHL team is a professional hockey team. They'll be in the Pacific Division, and I think this is great. Founded in 2017, the team is scheduled to begin play next year, the 2017-18 season. A lot of people, there's one logo on here that says the Las Vegas Dealers. That'd be intriguing. But to be able to have a team in Las Vegas, I think would be interesting. I mean, all the gambling and stuff that goes through with that, but I still find that interesting. And I mean, and the San Diego Chargers might have a chance to be going, or the Raiders would go there, and then the Chargers have a chance to go to Los Angeles with the Rams, and they're getting a new stadium in I think 3-4 years. Right now, they're playing in what the heck's that place called? Is it just because the USC plays there. But it's just the Coliseum. I should have knew that. So anyway, that's all that stuff. We got 10 minutes left here on the show. It's time to preview what we got on tap tonight. Bulls are in action as they try to go for 2 in a row. Get a W. They play tonight at the Atlanta Hawks. I think tomorrow night's game is going to be more interesting and more intriguing, to say the least. Mainly because that you're going to get a chance to see, Dwayne Wade return to Miami. And I think that's going to be heartfelt because he's been a Miami Heat his whole career, and I think getting a chance to see him in Miami is going to be great. I think he brought him 3 championships. one with Shaq, two with LeBron. And I think he definitely will get honored there. He will get a standing ovation. I think TNT will do a great job, so I don't expect anything bad tomorrow night. And of course, we'll talk about that more on tomorrow's show. But tonight they're in Atlanta to take on the Hawks. I don't even know who's on the Hawks anymore because I'm not in basketball form yet. So work with me when I go click tappity tap here to figure out what the heck's going on. So I think the Bulls just know they need to bounce back. They need to try to keep it going because, of course, after winning 3 in a row and then losing 3 in a row is not exactly what you wanted. And they come in at 5-2 to the Hawks. And now I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks, not the Blackhawks. We'll get to them in a second. But trying to get the preview up here. The Hawks have won all 4 meetings against the Bulls last season. And Jeff Teague and Al Horford are both not there anymore. Dwight Howard is a Hawk, so that's what you got to worry about. Dwight Howard, of course, no, or did he leave? No, I think he's a Hawk. As Fred Hoiberg, the Bulls use a 15-2 run. They did beat the Cavs at the Hawks. Dennis Schroeder, Kent Bazemore, Paul Millsap did their thing. And Dwight Howard said he went and attacked the basket. So I think it's going to be tough for the Bulls to win tonight. I don't think they're going to win. That's a very good... I think they have too much big guys. The Bulls are not built big. So I think... it's going to be tough to see if they're going to be able to bounce back from that. But I don't think the Bulls win tonight. I think it's going to be tough. Like I said, I think it's going to be tough for them to prevail against a very, very good Hawks team at home. I mean, it's going to be tough for the Bulls to be able to stop the big guys. I mean, they got Taj Gibson, who could be definitely as the size of a power forward or a small forward. And then you have Robin Lopez, who's like a twig. Dwight Howard, Paul Millsap, I think you're going to annihilate them. And then it's going to be up to possibly Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo and Jimmy Butler to do their thing. But they're going to have to be jump shooting. I mean, Dwayne Wade has had a pretty good stretch this week to try to be able to bounce back and get his shots in and make his shots. So hopefully he'll be able to continue to do that tonight. And maybe the Bulls can string some wins together after winning 3 in a row, losing 3 in a row. Maybe they get back to winning 3 in a row because I think tomorrow night they have a good chance of beating a Miami Heat team that is just not that just isn't that. They're young. They're built with very young talent, and I think it'll be very tough for them to win. And I think Dwayne Wade's going to go in there with a chip on his shoulder, just like Derrick Rose went into the United Center, had a chip on his shoulder last Friday, and was able to get the job done. So I think he should. So I think tonight the Bulls are going to have trouble if they can avoid the Howard Millsap combo and can be able to shoot off the top of the key and do tremendous ways with Jimmy Butler and Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo. So I think their shooters are going to have to outsmart the big guys of the Hawks for the Bulls to be able to win this game. And if they don't, it's going to be one of those ugly games. Because that one against Indiana, it was hard for me to watch at times. I'm like, do I have to watch? And I did. So tough. But again, we'll see. I mean, anything can happen. If there's been anything, for you folks that don't have hope about anything in life, look at what this last week has brought to this country. A 108-year World Series drought for the Cubs has ended, and Donald Trump's your president. If that doesn't give you hope you can't beat anything, or life is bad or whatever, and you don't think it can get any better, there you go. I mean, for a lot of people, people think Trump is the worst possible thing. But again, we're going to dodge right over politics again. Then, of course, you have the... so I think it'll be interesting tonight to see how they react, but I think the Bulls have been a team that start off slow and really get picked up as the game goes on. I mean, everyone thought, Dwayne Wade's just... And I thought so, too. Dwayne Wade was coming to the Bulls way too late. He was coming in as a guy that really just does not have that oomph anymore, and the Bulls are just getting damaged goods. But really, all he's done is say, "Yo, dude, shut up and watch me see what I can do." And he's done a tremendous job at that. So I think maybe we'll see what he's able to do after, and see what happens. So I think it's going to be tough for the Bulls tonight, though. Now let's take a look at what's happening tonight with the Blackhawks. They face those rival St. Louis Blues tonight at the Scottrade Center in St. Louis. It's going to be fun. I mean, the Hawks right now are on a 6-game winning streak. Keep that going. Of course, these two teams will meet up back in St. Louis on January 2nd at the hated, disgusting. I'm not going to go that far. I haven't been there, but it seems nice. At Busch Stadium, the home of the St. Louis Cardinals. Tonight, this game will be on at 7 p.m. Central on NBCSN. Let's see, what do they got here? Stastny, Berglund. So I think this should be a good matchup. Of course, the Blues come in at 7-4-2, Hawks 9-3-1, 6-game winning streak. So you know that the Blues are going to come in wanting or needing to win this game because they know they want to be able to stick it to the Hawks. Hawks trying to get into double digits in victories. They have the possibility to do so, and I think it's going to be intriguing to see what can happen because I mean this is obviously a very good Hawks team and they never disappoint. They're usually always in the playoffs. But now to see what they can do in these games and see what can they... I mean, these are big ones against the St. Louis Blues. I mean, Scotty Upshaw, they got Braziak, Stastny. Let's see who's got the most goals so far. Stastny, Tarasenko, who I believe had a couple against the Blackhawks in their last meeting. Yakupov's got 2. Fabry's got 1. So I think Shattenkirk's got 3. So Peter Angelo, he's got 2. And, of course, Allen's their goalie. He's 10 games played, 5-3. For Crawford this year, he's 6-3. He's allowed 20 goals. Allen's allowed 23 with the Blues. So it should be a good matchup. These teams, I think, are very close-knit. So you are going to see a good matchup tonight. And like I said, if you're going in as the St. Louis Blues and their arch rivals on your ice, they have a 6-game winning streak, you want to go in there and make sure you stop them. You don't want to see them continue their winning streak on your home ice. So I think the Hawks obviously have to bring it tonight. They have to show that, hey, you know what? We don't care. Screw you. And we're going to continue to do what we got to do. And I think that's what you could possibly see tonight. So now my predictions for tonight are going to go as followed. I think the Bulls will lose to the Hawks tonight. I think it's going to be a tough one for them to be able to succumb to the big guys of Howard and Millsap of the Atlanta Hawks. So I say Bulls lose tonight, get back to 500 at 4-4, get ready for Miami tomorrow. And on the other side of things for the Blackhawks, I'm going to say they win against the Blues, make it 7 in a row. I'm going to stick with them winning until they lose. Prove me wrong. So, Bulls lose, Hawks win. That's my prediction. We'll be back tomorrow with another live episode. It'll probably be our last live one of the week, because now that we don't do Son, Father Friday, we'll probably be pre-recording Friday episodes now. And when there's no games, like today's show probably should have been recorded, but since they're the election, I figured do a live one. So starting next week, whenever there's not... But both teams are on the West Coast next week, so then we'll probably be live also. So stick here. And so tomorrow we're going to recap Bulls-Hawks, Blackhawks-Blues, preview Bulls-Heat as Dwayne Wade returns to Miami for the first time as a visitor. We're drafted by Miami in early 2000s. Should be exciting to see that atmosphere in Miami. So that'll do it for us. Have a great day. It's beautiful outside. I got to go for a walk. And enjoy your sports. Now that there's no politics, no World Series, and everything else. Now you can enjoy life again. Just do what you got to do. I'm Ryan Young, and I'm telling you, have a great day, Chicago.